everyone, Tammy here. I wanted to show you some of the different items that you can use when you want to make a fresh pot of tea or a cup of tea. Things that you can use to steep them. And then I'm just going to show you a few of the herbs today. This right here is a really nice little mug that I picked up. And it comes with a little porcelain basket in it that you actually can put your fresh herbs and roots in and steep it all right there in that cup. Isn't that cute? Another one that I picked this up some time ago. This is from Avon, and this is a teapot that holds, I believe this is a 2 cup, yeah, a 2 or 3 cup pot, and it holds them. It has a basket right on the inside that you can put your herbs, your fresh herbs and roots into. I don't know if they still sell this or not. It's been around for quite a while. I had a friend that sold Avon, and when it came out, I was all about making sure I got it. There. It's a nice little rig to have, and I'm sure they sell things that are equivalent to it. And then tea balls, and they have them in spoons too, and I don't know where mine have gotten off to, but I have a couple of those around here too. And they pinch together where you can put your herb or your root right inside it and clamp it together. Some of these screw together, some of them don't. They also have them where they have little baskets that clamp, and I know I have one of those around, or actually 2 or 3 of those around here. Throwaway tea bags that these aren't the type that you would reuse. You would fill them up and use them once. If you could get the plant matter out of there and not tear it and rinse it out and use it, I suppose you could use it again if you're real frugal. But it's not anything I'm going to recommend. They're not very expensive, and it's really easy. They started coming out with these really cute little tea containers too, or herb containers that you can infuse in. Makes it fun for the kids, or to give as a gift for that person that really loves their tea. This guy, his britches come off, and you fill up the britches with your herb or your tea. Then you just put it back on just like that, and then he hangs on the side of the cup, and you put your water in it. Isn't that cute? Who wouldn't want to sit down and have a cup of tea with him staring you in the face, huh? Oh, goodness. Well, that's just a few things. There are several others out. These little things right here, they come in, I've seen cats and fish. Oh, my goodness, the fish are really cute. And dolphins and penguins hanging on the side. They're really, really cute little things to have. And this is, I'm thinking, is like a Teflon. All right. Oh, and here's a couple of books that everybody's always asking me, where do you get your information? Where do you get your information? I learn from hands-on. Most of my information is from experience. I've had some awesome teachers in my life. I am going to be 58 years old, and I have foraged and used my own herbal remedies most of my life. I always recommend that you, when you're first starting out, find yourself a source that you can turn to, somebody that can help you learn. Don't just go on what's in a book. There are a lot of people out there that are not real, and they take a little bit of information and try to make money off of it, and they don't, it's like when you whisper in somebody's ear and you tell them a little bit of gossip, and then it gets around to 10 other people, and by the time it gets back to the person that actually said it, it's like way out of proportion. Well, I find that pretty much so in a lot of these learn how-to kind of books, I'm not saying they're all that way. I don't want to do that, but there's a good majority of them. These books here are from the 70s and 80s, and I've had them forever. I mean, forever. They're as yellow can get. That's how long I've had them. And they are reference books. I do believe that everybody needs a reference guide. and you should always have a journal. Start a journal. How I was taught in the very beginning from a wonderful friend, a native friend, she had us pick, she taught us 7 plants that were right out in around where we lived. And we had to learn those 7 plants inside out before we could move on. And it was fun, you know, different ways we could use them. It got to where you could, I'm still that way. I know when colt's foot's popping or bloodroot or, you know, because St. John's wort, I start driving down the road and you start seeing these things growing in a ditch and you're going, oh, I bet you they're up on the mountain right now. And so I'll go and investigate. Mullein, there's just so many. Yarrow is one of my favorites. For this time of the year with flu and colds, you know, you got fever and coughs and sore throats. You want things like ginger and yarrow and elderberries and elderberry blossoms. A lot of people just think elderberry, but actually the blossoms really have more goodness in them than the berries themselves do. Just people prefer the berries because they got a different kind of flavor to them, you know. But the blossom is the beginning of it, and that's where all the medicine is in the blossom. The berries have medicine, don't get me wrong, they do. But if you can get that blossom, get them first. But I always do a nice mix anyway. And I make a nice elderberry blossom tea. Smells yummy. And depending on what's going on as to what I'll blend with it. But that's what I'm trying to get at right there. That's my point though. You want to know what those do. And if you're going on people's channels or you're listening to herbalists, anybody that just keeps saying you, because it's good for you, because it's high in vitamins and minerals. Well, what vitamins? What minerals? And why is it good for you? Those are the things you really want to hear, not just because. 9 times out of 10, they really aren't sure themselves. They're just, it's information they're trying to share. I say do the research. I have a few different videos out that were brief from where I went up on the mountain and I just showed you what plants look like and stuff. But this summer and this spring through the summer and fall, I'm going to take the time and I'm going to work on 7 specific plants that grow here in Maine that are good for you. One of them being winter plants, which are great for fighting flus and coughs and colds and stuff. Elderberry, yarrow, pine. Now when you hear pine, be careful because it's not every pine or every fir tree. There are some that will make you sick, and you really need to know what you're doing before you do it. Some people think just go out and pick the pine needles. Well, if it's all there is, then yes, use the pine needles, but it's really the inner bark that you want. The needles add a little bit, but it's the inner bark. The inner bark is what has the medicine in it. And when you're taking it out, you know, you need to be careful because you don't want to kill a tree either. I think that's pretty much where I'm going to go right now. I just wanted to show you the different devices for steeping. Just talk a little bit about some of the herbs. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about making a cough syrup. And I have some elderberries that are in the freezer that were put away. I make my own cough syrups, but we've gone through it all. I also make tinctures and salves and a multitude of other things. And over time, I'm going to show you how to do those things too. But an elderberry cough syrup, I believe, is what I'm going to have for tomorrow. Books. I don't know if you can find these 2 particular books anymore. But if you can, these are beautiful resources. They have a lot of solid information in it, stuff that you can rely on and trust. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know there's not a lot in it. It's just kind of a brief video of what there is. If you did, thumbs up if you gained something from it. If you're a subscriber, thanks. I appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead, click on that subscription button. And don't forget to click on the bell. When you click that bell, it's going to give you my new videos as they come out. I set a goal for myself this month, and so far I have done really well, and I'm really proud of myself. And I'm almost at 200 subscribers. I'm 9 away. Thanks to all y'all. Thank you so much. All right, I'll see you tomorrow night.